Hi Eleanor, thank you for joining us. The spiritual practice Falun Gong has been persecuted in China for 24 years now, and as we know as well from the China tribunal ruling in 2019, there's even evidence that Falun Gong practitioners have had their organs forcibly removed on a substantial scale, and it still continues. Can you tell me about that?
Well, as you've recognised, the China tribunal has confirmed what we long suspected, which is forced organ harvesting in China on a vast scale. They were an independent panel of experts chaired by Sir Geoffrey Nice, KC. They looked at all available evidence. They listened to 50 fact witnesses testifying about what they had gone through, and they listened to phone calls to hospitals by people purporting to be people that required an organ, and these people were told that they could have organs within days of arriving at the hospital. So they confirmed that it's ongoing. So yes, it is continuing. Sadly, it's a wicked practice.
The victim would die in the process. So what are the challenges in collecting the evidence for this horrific crime?
I think, well, we can say that there is one challenge, as you've stated, and victims die in the process. Their organs are extracted and they are killed in that process. So in that sense, there's no, very few survive to tell the tale, of course. But there is no question as to the evidence. The China tribunal decided unanimously beyond reasonable doubt that it's continuing. There are so many stories from so many people, it's unquestionable. So in that sense, there are no challenges to evidence. It's overwhelming. There are, however, other challenges. There is a huge problem in that you have China, the government of the PRC, sitting on the United Nations Human Rights Council. That demonstrates the enormity of the problem and what we're up against. You also have governments that are scared of China. So, for example, the UK government will not call it genocide. They feel that they are committed to the traditional route of listening to the UN. So the UN would have to call it genocide before they would, and of course China's going to veto that.
Can you tell me about the efforts in the UK Parliament to push through legislation that would stop this abuse happening in China?
So the UK Parliament has recognised that it has a huge part to play in this. In 2022, it banned organ tourism, which makes it illegal for anybody to go abroad and get an organ that is illegally sourced. Where there is a loophole is that there is patient confidentiality between doctors and patients, and so if doctors suspect that's happened, they don't have to report it at the moment. But that will be the next step in Parliament, where mandatory reporting comes into legislation. There are efforts by various members of Parliament to pressurise or make it possible for the UK government to label what is going on as genocide. But there is a long way to go. But there's a huge commitment and determination from certain members of Parliament, which is excellent.
Well, Eleanor Stephenson, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.